Okay, so I'm gonna say that if you are a human, a real human, then you have access to intuition. And the only reason you may have difficulty accessing your intuition is because you're thinking too much. So mental energy literally kills your intuition. Mental energy and shame, those two things kill your intuition. And interestingly enough, shame is the origin point of your ego. So your ego may be in and of itself sort of like contra to your intuition because your ego likes to think. Your ego likes to be in control. And thinking and mental energy and being in control, all of these are related. So you can imagine if intuition is not that, then that means that intuition is not being in control. So I'm going to give you a very, very short lesson to get us into intuition just a little bit. You can see what's a good or bad question to ask if you want to access your intuition based on how open it is. So I'll give you an example of a so-called bad question. What do I need to do to be at the next level in my sexuality, in my next relationship? So this is an actual question I received. It is probably by far the worst question I've ever received. And not to put that person down or that question down, it's just more like, can you see how many concepts are in that question? Like, what do I have to do? Okay, that means you already assume you have to do something, as opposed to the opposite, which is let go of something, right? So you already assume you have to do something. What do I have to do to be at the next level? Okay, what does that mean? What does next level mean? That's clearly a concept that comes from that person's ego. In my sexuality, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what being at the next level in your sexuality means, and especially in my next relationship. That's almost like a future predicting kind of question. What if being at the next level in your sexuality has nothing to do with your next relationship, right? So there are too many concepts in that question to be able to answer that question from an intuitive place. So I would say that this is a non-question or non-answerable question. I would say that this question comes from the mind and the mind has already decided something. Do you hear that? So what I had to do with this particular individual was coach them and ask them, could you please ask me what is up with my sexuality? This is something I can read. And you can imagine if their ego is really strong, they had sort of a hard time letting go of their first question and going for that second question. But believe me, the second question, what is up with my sexuality? That is something I can actually read. And you can receive an intuitive answer because it's the most open. Anything can happen. Intuition is feminine. You have to be in surrender to be in your intuition, which means you have to be open to whatever comes. And whatever comes may have nothing to do with next level, next relationship, nor doing anything. So that's a very short lesson on intuition. What I said was intuition has something to do with not being in control. And I gave you an example of trying to be in control. And I also gave you an example of not being in control. So that's just bare surface level beginning, but it's a start. Okay, bye.